But then he started telling me that he'd murdered his wife, and he was telling me all this. I never said anything, I just let him talk. And apparently they thought he had flu, and they sent him home from work, the usual story. And he gets to the house and the baby's outside in a pram, screaming, crying. He goes in and finds his wife in bed with someone, and he can't believe it. And the chap jumps out of the window and he saw it. She said, "What are you doing?" He said, "What are you doing?" And I didn't mean to. He said, "I love my wife." He said, "I don't know what made me do it." He said, "I didn't mean to." He said, "Next thing," he said, "I was so frightened." He said, "I rang the police." Anyway, he was in for murder. And probably life, I don't know. But I didn't say anything. I just, if he wanted to talk, he could talk, but I never questioned him because it's not policy to do that. And but he was so nice. And he did this and he put this survey down. And then John Marriott said to me, "I've had an idea, Joan, I'm putting it through you to see what you think." I said, "What is it?" He said, "I was going to say," he said, "I believe in carrot and stick." He said, "Mostly," he said, "if I give these chaps extra," he said, "and then if they offend in any way,
you take it away."
He said, "What I'm thinking of doing," he said, "just tell me if you think it'll work." He said, "I won't say I'll take your advice, but I'd like your opinion." So I said, "What is it?" He said, "I was thinking of inviting the chap's family, their wife and their children, to a meal here. Before it opens, the visitor centre, he said, have a table in the middle before it opens so they're there on their own, and serve them, get them served, and make them a really nice meal." He said, either a roast or maybe an Indian. He said, whatever they can choose what they want. And the cook, I was very friendly with the cooks, because I'm terrible for food. I love food, good food, simple food. And we used to talk, exchange recipes. And he said, "And I was going to say to you, I could put this table up," and he said, "and the children could come." He said, "There'd be no other prisoners there. It would be before visiting time." He said, "And then," he said, "we move it and then visit it." I said, "I think that's a brilliant idea." I said, because a lot of these women, I said, they don't know what good food is, and I said, and they can't afford it anyway. And said, but I said, the fact that they're with the family, I said, I think it would be good for the prisoners. I said, I'm sure it'll be good for the children and the wives. So he started that in Parkhurst, but I don't know what happened, but I know that he got the sack, John Marriott, and I could have cried because that's what killed him. I know, because he was a wonderful, wonderful governor. And that's when they packed one of the chaps, I don't know, I think he was Italian, one of the prisoners, I'm not sure. He did this wonderful mural, and it was like a bit like El Greco in a way.
Okay.
It was, and there was a balcony, and then the sea was in the distance, and these people here. It was absolutely wonderful. He was a wonderful, wonderful, clever chap who was in, and very, very intelligent. And he had two friends as well. And I don't know if you remember. Have you been on the island quite a while? Do you live on the island?
I have, yes.
Do you remember when somebody escaped from Parkhurst?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I remember. I wasn't living here at the time,
Yes.
but I do remember it.
And it was one of the friends of this artist, and I'm sure that they weren't dangerous. They wanted to get away, and he would try to go with a plane from Sundown there.
Yeah.
That was where I jumped out of the plane. It was
Yeah.
when I did that a couple of years ago, and I just think they wanted to get away. But because of that, he got the sack, John Marriott, and he should never, ever have got the sack. I'm so used to, I'd done psychology and all sorts when I was at Manchester I went to Manchester University, got a degree in honours degree a bit later, and I know I can pretty good at sussing people out, as you'll have to be, and you'll have to be, and he was. That's what killed him. He went into acute depression.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
And it was so sad, Anyway.
We're coming towards the end, Joan. We've got to bring it to an end. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up our conversation.
Well, you must have a cup of coffee before you go, or a cup of tea. What would you prefer?